If you are interviewing for a construction position, office related, meaning PM, project manager, estimator, or even superintendent, you have to do a little bit of a homework before you get into an actual interview. Oftentimes, these positions overlap over the years that they expect an estimator to do some PM or a super to do also a little bit of a PM. Have you noticed that? So it is very important before you do your interview to find out, is this a purely a super? Is it a purely an estimator? Or is it a PM who has to deal with the city and has to deal with the owners, so that you could discuss your most relevant experience that is related to the job you're interviewing. Going out there, shooting from the hip, and talking about everything you have done is not wise. You have to do the homework and finding out what this specific interview is about, which role, with emphasis in what responsibility. Number two, you have to be ready to talk about the type of projects. Whether you're in a vertical or horizontal background, whether you're in civil, you got to find out. You can't go in there. Most of the PMs and estimator may have a diversified background. But if somebody wants you to have background, for example, in healthcare, you got to be ready to discuss about the previous experience in healthcare industry, not everything else, not in hotels, not in civil, not in heavy civil. But if it is healthcare, you need to be ready to discuss the healthcare. So type of projects has to be prepared before you go to an interview and discussing your background. The third most important is the size of the project. Whether you have responsibility for 2 million, 12 million, or 20 million, it makes a difference. So you have to again do some homework to find out the type of projects. Usually they put them in their website, they put them in their LinkedIn, so that you don't go and present yourself as you are looking for projects as over 20 versus you have done 2 and 3 and 4 and you would be interested on that. So you got to do an homework. There's a lot of data about these companies when you go on an interview, so that you would be prepared. Don't go generic. Don't go and tell them everything you have won. Make it targeted toward what your potential future employer is looking for, so you can discuss the relevant experience that is related to the size of projects that they are working on. Obviously, you have to find out if they're a sub, are they a engineering firm or a construction firm, or they're a sub, or they're a GC, general contractor. That makes a difference too. If you don't go to an interview and you don't know the difference and where these guys, who your potential employer is, then that would give them a wrong impression of you. If your interview is with a GC, you got to talk about your previous experience working for a GC. And fourth one is with regards to, especially if you're an estimator, you have to do some homework to find out what kind of a software they're going to use. And if you are using and have used software that is similar to what they use and they're using, then great. If not, then you have to do a little bit of a homework. They may use Excel, but if they're a larger company and they're in construction industry, they require you having specific knowledge of a certain software. So don't go out there and surprise yourself. Do some homework. Find out if you're in a PM role or an estimator role that requires specific software, that you have done a little bit of a research, and don't get surprised with the question of what kind of a software did you use.